It's Academic, brought to you by Giant Food. Giant, quality you can count on, value you can trust from the people who care. And by the Pants Corral, for all your fashion needs, featuring Levi's for guys, gals, and kids. Carnation by any other name would smell less sweet. Thanks to the ladies from Lutheran for presenting me with this carnation. I'll treasure it. Hope it lasts for a while. Anyway, here's team number 1 on our program today. It's Andover High School, Linthicum, Maryland, Anne Arundel County. First for Andover, Mike Hughes. Tell us about yourself, Mike.
Well, I'm a 16-year-old junior. I'm active in drama, and I'm co-editor of the literary magazine. And outside of school, I'm involved in the anti-nuclear movement.
Oh, yeah? All right. Now, tell me, of course, that's important, but tell me about the drama club. When's the next presentation?
We're doing the Matchmaker.
When will that be, do you know?
November.
All right. Well, we're in November now, so I know you're being sensational at this moment. Here is Walter Derndorfer. Walter?
Okay, I'm SGA president. I'm a 17-year-old senior. I'm also in the National Honor Society, Film Club, Radio Club, also a member of stage crew involved in drama. Matchmaker is going to be on the 18th, 19th, and 20th of November.
18th, 19th, and 20th, all right? So we have a chance to mention it. We're ahead of time. Thank you very much, Walter. Here's Kenny Everhart. Kenny?
I'm a 17-year-old senior. I'm a member of the Literary Club and the treasurer of the Foreign Language Club. I'm a member of the NCHA and Planetary Society outside of school. My interests are astronomy and coin collecting. I'd like to thank Miss Bishop, our advisor, and Rob Bowie, our alternate.
What was that one club? NCHJ?
NCHA.
What is that?
National Campers and Hikers
Hey,
Association.
all right. You must be in pretty good shape there, Kenny. And we welcome members of the Andover Band, student director Vicki Wareheim. Stand up with hey, wait, there they are. That's Vicki Wareheim, the student director. All right, Mike and Walter and Kenny, here's number 1 question for you in round number 1. Take a look at your screens. And entry for sin. Wow, the letters can be rearranged. To nickname what group of miners who hope to become as rich as sin during the California Gold Rush? You got that?
49ers.
49ers is right. Now, here's a missing letter. This piece of heavy string can become a combination of 3 or more tones sounded together if what one letter is inserted. H for chord is right. Now, single answer. What one word indicating the absence of light is needed here to create a composite title from works by Joseph Conrad and Arthur Koestler?
Darkness.
Darkness is right. 2-parter, each worth 20. When the Romans ruled the ancient world, they gave these names to what 2 countries of the Iberian Peninsula and the British Isles, respectively? Have either one of them?
Scotland.
That's not right, but you have a chance at one more. What do you say? Well, the answer is Portugal and Ireland in that order. In 1626, these were the 3 trading posts that made up New Netherland, an area that was eventually to become what state with new in its name?
New York.
New York is right. You furnish the pictures, I'll furnish the war. Wars are not made so easily today as they were when these words were cabled to Frederick Remington in 1898 by what publisher of the New York Journal famous for so-called yellow journalism? William Randolph Hearst. So Andover has 80 after its final round. 80. From Baltimore Lutheran on Concordia Drive in Towson, Maryland, Tom Moffer. Tom?
I'm a 17-year-old senior, national merit semifinalist. I'm interested in engineering and computer science.
Okay, Tom. Now, Jimmy, you're going to have to go through this again with me. You're tired of it, I know, but here, believe it or not, is Jimmy Carter. Jimmy, tell us about yourself, Jim. First of all, then I ask a few questions.
I'm a 17-year-old senior, and I would like to thank our alternates for today, Chris, Tim, Lauren, Patty, and Lisa.
Did they call you Jimmy before that other Jimmy was in the White House?
Yes, sir.
Has it been a problem for you, Jim? Tell me about it.
Quite a problem.
Yeah, well, give me an example. I mean, people are always doing what I'm doing now, asking you.
Certainly.
Right? Have you ever thought about using just Jim or James or anything?
No, I haven't.
Well, you were there before he was in the White House. What's your middle name?
Richard.
So you're James Richard. He was James Earl. Jimmy, you're a fine, solid citizen. Thank you very much, Jimmy. Here's Kathy Boone. No relation to Daniel, I know. Kathy, go ahead. Go ahead, Kathy. Tell us about yourself.
I'm a 17-year-old senior, secretary of the National Honor Society, and I'm involved in drama, music, and student government.
What's the next attraction at Baltimore Lutheran in the Drama Club?
Annie Get Your Gun in early November.
All right, so it's on, or has been on, and no doubt it's been terrific.
Right.
All right, here's number 1 for you. This might be a baseball headline in Boston or Chicago, But the letters can also be arranged to name what book of the Bible.
Exodus.
That's right. What one letter inserted here will change the word root to another word that describes a mechanical man.
Robot.
A robot or a bee, that's right. Now, you should get quite a bang out of this composite literary title once it's filled in with what one word that will make it a Walt Whitman-Walter Edmonds collaboration. The answer is drums, so no point. Two-part answer, each worth 20. What victorious heroes from these two battles went on to become the future presidents of the United States? They're respectively nicknamed Old Hickory, Old Rough and Ready.
Jackson and Roosevelt.
Jackson and Zachary Taylor, so 20 out of a possible 40. In 1963, a formal language frontier was established between these French and Flemish-speaking peoples of what European country, whose capital is Brussels?
Belgium.
That's right. Now, here's the quotation. I would like to see an accurate story of my life. This was part of the last public statement made by one eccentric, reclusive American multimillionaire who headed an aircraft company and left a disputed will when he died in 1977. That's right. So Baltimore Lutheran 100 after his father. Now let's move on over to Harford County, Maryland, to Edgewood, Willoughby Beach Road there in Harford County. Jim Hennigan. Jim.
Hi, I'm Jim Hennigan. I'm a 16-year-old junior. I'm interested in the academic club, French, and board game club. And I'm also interested in fantasy literature. I'd like to thank our alternates, Barbara Getz and Jeffrey Gay.
What was the middle club you're in? It's academic club. What was the second one?
French.
Oh, French. Okay, good. Now here's Ted Shear. Ted.
Hi, I'm a 15-year-old sophomore. I'm active in the SGA. I'm parliamentarian for the Harford County Regional Association of Student Councils. I'm a member of the Planetary Society. I'm a delegate to the Governor's Youth Advisory Council. I'd like to thank our coaches, Mr. Doug Johnson and Mrs. Glass Brass.
Have you got your telescopes fixed on Halley's Comet yet? It'll be back before long. Have you seen that speck in the sky yet?
Not yet.
All right.
My
I think it's a few years down the line.
Yeah.
First time in 72 years. Here's Bobby James. Bobby?
Hello, I'm Bobby James. I'm a 15-year-old sophomore from Edgewood. I'm interested in computer science, reading, and teaching, and also history. I would also like to thank our very helpful and patient bus driver, Miss Schaefer.
Boy, this kid really knows how to do it, huh? Okay, Bobby. Here's number one on your screen. Arid means dry. Glop suggests moisture, but these letters would make some sense if you rearrange them to identify what biblical son who was welcomed back to his father's house when he returned after wasteful adventures, as they say. Who was that? Well, it was the prodigal son. Now, here's the next one. What one letter would you insert here to change this from a high wind into the high part of a house? Nathaniel Hawthorne's had 7.
Gable.
That's right, Gable or B. Yes. Now, you'll name not one, but 2 patriotic tunes after you insert in the blank here what one word?
Columbia.
Columbia, yes. Now, 2-parter, each worth 20. On a walking tour of what 2 state capitals could you see these landmarks that mark, respectively, the church associated with Paul Revere and with Patrick Henry?
Boston.
And the other one?
Richmond.
That's right, 40 points. A river and a battleship bearing these nicknames have what same real name as the home state of our late President Harry Truman?
Missouri.
That's right. I no longer have it. Well, speak for yourself. With this simple retirement statement, they're parted from the New York Yankees what baseball player who is mentioned in the novel The Old Man and the Sea is nicknamed Joltin' Joe.
Joe DiMaggio.
That's right, the Yankee Clippers. So very nice going, Edward. 120 in the end of round 1. Each year on its academic giant food awards more than 100 scholarships to help deserving students continue their education. At the end of our program today, 3 guests from Giant will do the honors, and I have the honor of presenting them now. Here they are. Cass Lombardo, isn't that a great name? These are all great names. Linda Sawyers, Jackie Aloisi will present awards to our 3 schools. We're grateful to them for taking time. The grants total $500, with the winning team school receiving $200 and each of the other schools $150. When our winning teams meet in playoff rounds, the Giant scholarships total $1,000, with the winning team school receiving $400 and each of the other schools receiving $300. Mention again that Giant never selects the individual scholarship recipients. The schools take care of that. Now, before we get into our next round, here's the update on the score from the last round. Andover 80, Baltimore Lutheran 100, Edgewood the lead 120. Let's play along with the young people now in the visual round. See how you do. I can easily win because I have the answers, but see how you do in this round. 10 points up for each correct answer for a team. 10 points off for a wrong answer. Well, a wrong answer will get you 10 points off. And if I see the light on the team's name, that team will have a chance to answer the question. Here we go. Number one. Artist Paul Sample might have hoped for a tasty sample when he painted these Vermont farmers tapping what sort of tree, Edward?
Maple.
That's right, maple. You see here one of dozens of Peaceable Kingdom paintings by the folk artist Edward Hicks. These pictures illustrate the proverbial phrase about the lion lying down with what meeker animal, Lutheran?
Lamb.
That's right, the lamb. Next, a picture of what American general, best known for his capture of Stony Point in a night attack. His impetuousness earned him the nickname Mad. Who was that? Anybody know? Anthony Wayne is the man there. If the sine of a 35-degree angle has the value given on the monitor, what is the value of the cosine of 55 degrees? Who has that? Anybody? Well, it's the same, 0.5736. This bird is the rare Cape Barren goose, a fowl whose diet consists only of what green lawn herbage found in the title of a poem by Walt Whitman. Who has that? Andover?
Grass.
That's right. We might call this the Star and Stripes, as it's the flag of what African country? Edward?
Liberia.
Liberia is right. Wait now, on the monitor, what nickname given to 1928 presidential candidate Al Smith? Anybody remember that? You don't remember it, but have you read about it? The Happy Warrior, he was known as. This 15th century painting shows the English royal court listening to a public reading by what poet, whose verse stories include the Partner's Tale, the Nun's Priest's Tale, and the Miller's Tale? Lutheran.
Chaucer.
Say again.
Chaucer.
Chaucer is right. Return with us now to the thrilling days of the wagon trains. I was silver. This particular wagon train is not in the American West, but rather traversing what large island country that's located near Africa in the Indian Ocean. Who has that? All right, the last one first, Lutheran.
Madagascar.
Madagascar, or Malagasy Republic. The view on the monitor is from what national park located in Montana, whose name is derived from the large bodies of ice that move. All right, I don't see any. Glacier is right. That's the end of the visual round. Well, they got us going, so we keep right on going with another visual round called the category round. Again, direct competition. 10 up for a right answer, but now 20 points are deducted for a wrong answer, so you have to be doubly careful. This category round is all wet. We will offer clues to bodies of water that all have one-syllable names. Please name the following. Here's number one. This is the river flowing through London, Andover.
Thames.
The Thames is right. Number two is the sea separating Arabia from Africa. Andover. Red Sea is right. Number three, the river flowing through Boston. How about Lutheran?
James.
The Charles River, so 20 down. Number four, the sea between Britain and Scandinavia. Who has that one, Edward?
White.
The North Sea, 20 down. Number five, the river forming the border for Idaho and Oregon, Edward. Snake is right. Number six, the Scottish Loch, Edward. Ness is right. Number seven, the sea that indents Antarctica. Anybody know that one? Or Edward? Ross is right. Number eight, river flowing through Paris, Edward. Sand is right. Number nine, the sea below sea level, Edward. Dead Sea. Principal river of West Germany, Andover. Rhine. Number 11, the sea bordered by USSR and Turkey. Who has that one? Anybody? Edward. Black Sea. Number 12, the world's longest river, Andover. Nile is right. The end of the category round. the opportunity to present to you the faculty advisors, the coaches of the teams who select and prepare the young people whom you see each week. Andover has 130 right now. Their faculty advisor, Ms. Kathy Bishop. Thank you very much, Ms. Bishop, for being with us today. Andover has second place. Baltimore Lutheran in Towson has 120. Their faculty advisor, Mr. Art Gundell. Welcome again, Mr. Gundell. And Edgewood in Harford County has the lead, 180. Their faculty advisor, Mrs. Gladys Brass. Glad to see you again, Ms. Brass. Now, our teams here in the third round. Each question you answer correctly is worth 20 to you. However, once again, penalties are in here. 20 down for a wrong answer, 10 for a passed question. At the end of the round, the passed questions are available to the other teams for possible points. See the lights below the team's name? If they're on in a row, that'll show 10 questions in a row answered correctly. 25-point bonus. And over your turn, Baltimore Lutheran select. Jimmy?
2.
2 is up here. It's Mike, Walter, and Kenny. Minneapolis may be Minnesota's largest city, but on political issues, attention is focused on what twin city that houses the state capital, St. Paul. In the novel Moby Dick, the narrator ironically survives a shipwreck, not by wearing a life preserver, but by clinging to what morbid box?
Coffin.
That's right. He is a monster of wickedness, insatiable in his lust for blood and plunder, said Winston Churchill about what Nazi dictator?
Hitler.
That's right. On the monitor. Which of the following cannot be the area of a polygon, A, B, or C?
C.
No, B is the answer, so 20 down. Choice. In his poem, When Lilacs Last in the Dooryard Bloom, Walt Whitman was referring to Lincoln's death. Does the allusion tell you Lincoln died in April, August, or October?
April.
That's right. Choice. In addition to feeding on the tissues of the body, bacteria can cause disease by their poisonous waste products called toxins, trypsins, thyroxins.
Toxins.
That's right. The Tigris and Euphrates are famous as the boundaries of the so-called cradle of civilization. The Tigris flows into the Euphrates, which in turn empties into what gulf bordering Saudi? Say again.
Persian.
That's right. 2 angles are supplementary, and one angle is 3 times the other. What is the measure of the smaller angle?
45.
45, right. Rip Van Winkle appears in a Washington Irving story, but plain old Mr. Winkle is a character in what Charles Dickens novel that purports to be the papers of a private club?
15. Pass.
All right, 10 down. Many, no, I'm sorry, Pickwick papers, not Fenwick papers, so 20 down. And over 240 after your part. Now here's the team from Baltimore Lutheran. Baltimore Lutheran. Edgewood select, please.
Number 3.
3 is up here. Tom, Jimmy, Kathy. The early seafaring Danes who raided England have namesakes in what modern Minnesota football team?
Vikings.
That's right. Ironically, the year 1945 witnessed the joining of countries into the United Nations, but the partition of what city that had been Germany's capital?
Berlin.
That's right. In the constellation Taurus, the brightest star in Alpha Tauri, but the next brightest Tauri is known by what second letter of the Greek alphabet?
Beta.
Beta, that's right. Now on the monitor, what would be the value of X in the equation?
16.
That's right. Americans rushed to California for gold in 1849, but they rushed to the Klondike in the Yukon in what year that the Spanish-American War occurred?
Pass.
R10 down. Choice. A transformer increases the voltage on a power line, but it must simultaneously decrease the amperage to keep what quantity constant that's measured in watts? Is it current, power, or EMF?
Current.
Power is the answer, so 20 down. As punishment for the Boston Tea Party, the British imposed 5 laws that colonists gave what name that said in effect, they're unendurable and we can't put up with them?
Intolerable.
Intolerable acts, allowing 4/5 of a bushel to a cubic foot. How many bushels can be stored in a bin? 3 feet by 3 feet by 5 feet.
Pass.
All right, 10 off there. If a war protester said the paths of glory lead but to the grave, he'd be quoting what poem that Thomas Gray claimed to have written in a country churchyard?
Pass.
Say again?
Pass.
Passing on. All right, that's the other part of the round. And hand over. Which one do you want to try?
1898.
1898 for the Spanish-American War. Edgewood.
45.
The math question?
Yeah.
No, it's 36, so 20 down, 36 bushels. Now, what about that, well, elegy in a country churchyard? So, Baltimore Lutheran 170 after it's part of the round. Now it's turn for Edgewood. Edgewood in Harford County has the shot, so Andover select, please.
4.
4, okay, there you go. Jim, Ted, Bobby, Although John Dickinson was a lawyer by profession, he called himself a farmer from what colony founded by a Quaker?
Pennsylvania.
That's right. Many poets have written about sweet-throated birds, but Edgar Allan Poe immortalized
Raven.
That's right, the raven. In the title of his first book of memoirs, General Eisenhower compared the Allied thrust in Europe to what series of medieval religious wars?
Crusades.
That's right. On the monitor, what's the value of X in the determinant shown?
Pass.
All right, 10 down. Don't bring back the visual past questions. 2 is the answer. To dramatize the poem, The Deacon's Masterpiece, you'd need a one-horse shay, but you'd need what fringed vehicle for a production of the musical Oklahoma?
Pass.
Passing that 10 down. The Sahara would be a good spot in which to try out a dune buggy. Another would be what large desert in north-central China and Mongolia?
Gobi.
Gobi. Choice equal-sized containers of hydrogen and carbon dioxide at standard conditions will contain the same number of atoms, the same number of molecules, or the same mass?
Same mass.
Molecules, so 20 down. 70 is what percent of 28?
Pass.
All right, 10 off there. Although his name might suggest that he was malleable, what Kentucky Speaker of the House led the intractable Warhawks?
Henry Clay.
Henry Clay. In 1648, nearly three-quarters of the British Parliament was expelled by private. Last question, Baltimore Lutheran. Sorry in Oklahoma, that's right, that's right. Now, 70 is what percent of 28? 250%. Edgewood 190, the end of round 3. Well, this has tightened up the scores. Let's see where it stands before we get to the grab bag. Andover the lead now, 260. Baltimore Lutheran and Edgewood in a tie for second, 190. Jump ball time. Now free-for-all round. 20 up for a right answer, 20 off for a wrong answer. Here we go. French Grandmaster Philidor once said that the soul of chess is what particular piece least valued but most numerous on the board? Lutheran. Say it louder. That's right. Of our first 4 American presidents, which one did not share his first name with a British king? Who knows that? Anybody? All right, Tom Jefferson. The others were George, John, and James. Just brought back from Davy Jones' locker after sinking 437 years ago is what old English warship named for a Tudor princess? Anybody know that one? The Mary Rose, Henry VIII's ship. The Western European nations have agreed to a plan that will limit their exports to the U.S. and over steel. Steel, that's right. Now, here's the next one. An energy crisis would never have bothered mythology's Juno because she used what elegant bird power to propel her chariot. Anybody know? The peacock. Next, what is the sine of an angle whose cosecant is 4/3? What is that? 3/4. 3/4. What same word is used to describe Frank Lloyd Wright's modern style of architecture and the chemistry of carbon compound? All right, Edgewood, say again. Can't hear you.
Organic.
That's right. A musical setting of the Catholic Mass entitled To Hope was recently composed and broadcast by one American jazz pianist who also wrote Take 5. Who knows that? Dave Brubeck. Our Earth contains 4 oceans, all of whose names begin with vowels, except which large one discovered by Balboa and over
Pacific.
That's right. What's the difference obtained when the square of 24 is subtracted from the square of 25? Well, the answer is 49. The end of the game! The bottom. Thank you very much. Now I have the pleasure of presenting tonight's scholarship award, today's scholarship awards. First, the team from Edgewood in Harford County. Nice score there, 210. Here's the Giant Scholarship of $150. That's Linda Sawyer's checker from the Giant of the Edgewater Village Shopping Center of Edgewood. Thank you, Jim, Ted, and Bobby for being with us. Also, excellent score here from Baltimore Lutheran and Towson. They have 230, another scholarship of $150. Jackie Aloisi, checker at the Giant in the York Road Plaza Shopping Center in Towson. Thank you, Tom, Jimmy, and Kathy for being with us today. Winning team and winning score in Linthicum, Andover, 300 points. Giant scholarship for $200. That's Cass Lombardo. Love that name, Cass. Dynamite. Pharmacy checker at the Giant and the Glen Burnie Shopping Center in Glen Burnie. So our winning team, Andover, will be back down the line to face 2 other first-round winners in a playoff match. And next week it'll be Loyola, Centennial, and Chesapeake, the Chesapeake and Anne Arundel County. I'm Mac McGarry. Thanks very much, everybody. Now, come on up here. Sports Academic has been brought to you by Giant Food. Giant, quality you can count on, value you can trust from the people who care. And by the Pants Corral for all your fashion needs, featuring Levi's for guys, gals, and kids.